Lewis Hamilton owns cars so rare that manufacturers wish they never sold them to him. He owns machines Ferrari refuses to offer him again. Cars worth more than private jets. Cars you cannot buy, even if you have unlimited money. And here's the part most people completely miss. The most insane car in his garage isn't the fastest, isn't the loudest, and isn't even the most expensive. This isn't a celebrity flex collection. This is a calculated power play built on access, engineering dominance, and long-term legacy. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Ferrari quietly blacklisted Lewis Hamilton, why some of his cars don't even have a real market price, and why his garage proves he doesn't think like rich people. If you think this is just another car collection video, click off now. This isn't for casuals. Welcome to Horsepower Habits. This channel isn't about hype or fanboy nonsense. We break down power, engineering, money, and the habits behind elite machines. If you're here for loud thumbnails and shallow takes, you're lost. Now let's break down Lewis Hamilton's garage, because this thing is deeply intentional. Before we talk about a single car, you need this locked in: Lewis Hamilton does not buy cars. He qualifies for them. At his level, money is irrelevant. Access is the real currency. Manufacturers don't ask, can he afford it? They ask, does he deserve it? Does he align with our brand? Will he protect or damage our mythology? That's the tier Lewis Hamilton operates in. And once you understand that, his collection stops looking flashy and starts looking strategic. Let's start with the mistake Ferrari will never publicly admit: the Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta. Only 210 were ever built. Current value, $7 to $8 million, depending on who's begging. Ferrari claims these cars go to their best clients. That's branding nonsense. They go to people who never criticize Ferrari, never embarrass the brand, never align publicly with competitors. Lewis Hamilton broke every rule. He received the Aperta and then openly said it didn't feel as emotional as he expected. That was it. That single comment reportedly got him soft blacklisted. No future Ferrari Hypercars. No Daytona SP3, no Icona program. For most collectors, that would be devastating. For Hamilton, it didn't matter, because Ferrari was never the centerpiece. The Pagani Zonda 760LH. This is not a model. This is not a special edition. This is a one-of-one mechanical artifact built exactly once for Lewis Hamilton. Estimated value, $10 to $12 million. And that number is fictional because it will never be sold. Naturally aspirated V12, manual transmission, no hybrid systems, no screens, no corporate dilution. Pagani spent years perfecting this car because Pagani doesn't build products, they build legacy objects. Hamilton later called it the best sounding car ever made. That single sentence exposes his taste: emotion over efficiency, purity over trends, permanence over hype. The Mercedes-AMG one, price $2.7 to $3 million. Maintenance, brutal. Street legality, barely achieved. This car uses actual Formula One hybrid technology, not inspired by F1, not adapted. Actual F1 systems forced into a road car. Most owners don't drive theirs. They're afraid of it. Lewis Hamilton helped develop it. This isn't ownership, it's authorship. But even this isn't his most serious Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton owns a Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR. Only 25 road-legal versions were ever made. Current value, $12 to $15 million. This car exists because Mercedes wanted to dominate endurance racing, and the rules forced them to build a street version. No comfort, no forgiveness, no compromises. This thing makes modern hypercars feel corporate. Owning a CLK GTR puts Hamilton in a microscopic group: royal families, oil dynasties, industrial titans. This isn't flex money, this is motorsport aristocracy. Now we talk about the car that shuts everyone up: the McLaren F1. Only 106 were ever built. Naturally aspirated BMW V12. Manual transmission, central driving position. Current value, $20 to $25 million. This is widely considered the greatest road car ever made. No screens, no assists, no corporate compromise. Lewis Hamilton has been seen driving one and has been closely linked to ownership. Once you've experienced a McLaren F1, everything else feels like noise. Here's what most car videos never mention: the cars Lewis Hamilton didn't buy. At his level, refusal is louder than ownership. He has shown zero interest in Bugatti Chiron variants, overstyled limited-run hypercars, influencer spec seven-figure builds, not because he can't afford them, but because they don't align with how he views machines. Bugatti is about excess. Hamilton is about engineering purpose. Most collectors chase top speed numbers, shock value, attention per dollar. Hamilton doesn't. He gravitates toward motorsport lineage, mechanical honesty, cars built to win, not impress. That's why he owns a CLK GTR instead of 5 Chirons. That's why a McLaren F1 matters more to him than modern hypercar theatrics. This isn't taste, it's philosophy. Here's the uncomfortable truth brands won't say out loud. Lewis Hamilton is the worst kind of customer because he can't be controlled. He doesn't need the car, he doesn't need the validation, and he's not afraid to speak honestly. That's why Ferrari quietly distanced themselves. That's why brands move carefully around him. Because when someone at that level criticizes a car, it doesn't sound like hate. It sounds like authority, and authority is dangerous. Hamilton's collection also includes, or has included, Ferrari 599 GTO, Ferrari 599 SA Aperta, Shelby Cobra 427, Mercedes SLS Black Series. These represent another $10+ million. But here's the difference. He sold many of them. Most wealthy collectors hoard. Hamilton curates. When a car no longer aligns with his lifestyle or values, he cuts it. That's confidence. That's identity without objects. Lewis Hamilton often daily drives electric Mercedes EQ models, low-profile luxury SUVs, custom EV builds. To shallow viewers, that looks boring. It isn't, it's dominance. The loudest flex isn't excess, it's optional restraint. On paper, $50 million. In reality, much more. One-off Paganists have no ceiling. McLaren F1s reset auction records, CLK GTRs are motorsport royalty. FE1-derived cars become museum pieces. These aren't toys, they're historical assets. Hamilton's garage isn't impressive because it's expensive. It's impressive because he offended Ferrari and didn't care. He chose engineering over marketing. He values legacy over noise. Most people collect cars to feel powerful. Hamilton collects because he already is. Anyone with money can buy a supercar. Very few people can. Get blacklisted by Ferrari, own a one-of-one Pagani, touch a McLaren F1, park a CLK GTR, help engineer an F1 car for the street, and then daily drive electric cars like none of it matters. That's not a car collection. That's controlled dominance on wheels. If this breakdown changed how you see car collections, you already belong here. Subscribe to Horsepower Habits, where we break down power, engineering, money, and the habits behind elite machines. Comment who we should dissect next. Like the video if you respect machines over marketing. I'll see you in the next one.